Hi, this is Reese from Creatacrm, and today I'm going to be showing you how you can be importing into Creator. Now we've got a basic importing tool that allows you to just import into contacts and companies, opportunities and products. This gives you the freedom to, what a lot of people ask when they have lists of data, just to import it in. Realize that things like MYOB, Zero, and many others, we have already integrated tools to do this. This is just for sales reps or many other people who just have lists they want to import into. So this helps for you to have control of importing agilely into your system when you need to. So I'm going to show you how you can do this. Let's have a look at this. Now, as you can see here, we've got a contact list here, and what you would do is you go along here. Now, just to help you understand this, is this, see these columns here, these are the titles or labels of the particular columns. Now there's a drop down menu of all columns, which is a view variant inside Creator. Now this gives you a list of all the columns you have in the database. You can actually go into reports, Excel, and export it to an Excel document, and that will download that particular file. That gives you a nice structure for you to find what fields that we can import into, and when you get a list you kind of just map those fields that you have. That's a good way of figuring out what fields go where in the list here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the downloaded file and have a look at that list, and this is an Excel document. It shows you that all the content and all the fields and label names that are in this database that you've got here. Now what we can do is that if you import and match the label names of address one, it will go to the address one field. Go to city, it will go to the city field. Now that's how we kind of use the importing tool, so we don't need to have a mapping tool online or anything like that. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do this from a raw copy of it. So we're going to open up a file here, let's say the import section, and go to Reese Excel. Now we've got here where it says first name, last name, and a few other fields you've got in the database that displays along here. Now what we can do, as you've already got, as you have exported that list beforehand of all the columns, you can then start matching, you know, the names across. Now, if you, for example, have like a contact field saying Reese Harper, you'll find that it that will not match across into first name and last name. You're going to have to separate the actual first name and last name across into the fields, as I've shown you here. Very exciting information, but that's how you have to do it, unfortunately, because you import, let's say, name itself, it will not be able to split the actual names up, and you're going to find you're going to have first name as Reese Harper rather than Reese is the first name and Harper's the last name. Hope that makes sense to you. So as you go through, we're going to just save this now as a CSV file, so you can go to the file drop down menu, save as, browse, and now click on the drop menu in the save as type, and we're going to choose the comma separated delimiter, which is a CSV file. Now I'm just going to say this is a Reese 2 in here because I've already got an existing file, and save as. It's going to pop up saying a warning. Now what this is telling you is that some features in the workbook might be lost. So if you've got color coding, for example, that's going to be ripped out. If you've got things like formulas like sum equals cell 1 and cell 5 or something like that, that's all going to be ripped out as well. So be careful that, you know, this is not original data itself. This is actually going to strip the data out completely, so it gives us the ability to grab it in a tabulated format and then import it in. So a lot of people use Excel spreadsheets for cool stuff. You got to realize we're ripping it out so we can make sure we can have it as a clean tab format so we can upload the data across. So we save that file in to the database and cancel that. No. Now the next thing we're going to do is that we're going to now import it in. So what we're going to do is there is a drop down menu under tools, import contacts, and it gives it pops up. Now we're going to click on the browse button and we're going to click on the download folder, click on imports, and it will the only can actually import a CSV file, so we're going to choose this one for the heck of it this time around. Now, the options you've got here are really important because you can really mess your database up. Now, if you have already a lot of data in the database, probably call us up and we can back it up for you in the background, because this can be dangerous, and we have seen some things in life where people wipe things out with these matching tools. So the first thing you've got here that we want to look at is that when a match is not found, do we add it or do nothing? So that pretty much means that the matching tool is relating to this matching tool here. How do we match the data when you import it in? So that means for this first example is that it will match on email only. So if the email address is matching, do you want to add that contact or do nothing? Most times you want to obviously add the contact. Now, if the match is found, this is a really important thing, because this means that let's say the matches of that email address is in the database. Now, that can be important. A lot of people say we want to merge that data because it could be updated data, but be very careful. For example, if you really don't want to do it as email, because if you have in the database a blank email address, all those contacts that have blank email addresses will be merged across and wiped. The data will be wiped. So pretty much make sure that your matching tools are pretty clean and generic. We do have a couple options here. For example, email first name and last name, and selected fields, which you can click on this drop down menu and choose a particular field. So for example, if you've brought in your account codes for a particular list from an accounting system stuff, you probably want to use this section here. I want to go back to this section, which is email first name and last name. So if the match is found, I'm going to do nothing. I just want to add the new contacts. That's what I want to do. Now from that, you've got another section here saying bypass missing columns. Okay, so that means that if there's missing columns in the list that is incorrect, we're going to bypass the error messages. We're not going to do that. So now we're going to click on OK. Oh, and we have missing columns. Now, what I was trying to explain beforehand is that you've got the columns that are invalid. So these columns that are in the Excel spreadsheet are not inside the database. So that means that you've got to make sure they match. Now for this example, I'll put capitals. Now it is case sensitive, so first name that you've got on the list, which is the columns that are in the database. So if I can go there really quickly and go into import and Reese. These are capitals. Now we don't want that. We want them as lowercase. Now I'm going to show you a good format. I'm going to click on open and we'll go to contacts. There's a good format. See how they have lowercase in them, and you've got the spaces are correctly exactly the same thing here. So we've done that. So I'm now going to import this. I'm going to go back to the importer. I'm just going to click on cancel and follow that process again. Tools, import, browse. This time we're going to go to downloads, CSV contacts, import. We want to have, yes, we want to add it when we match. We're not going to do anything. Email is a match, and off we go. Done. So that's imported the contacts. So I'm just going to right click and go into the customize columns. Let's see the create dates of them. So edit, create dates on them. Sort that. And again. So there they are. They're the 3 people in the database. 4 people in the database have imported. So I've put them into the database and they've come across quite nicely there. So that's how you import contacts into the database. Hope that's helped. And the other ways is sales opportunity, which we're going to put another video on sales opportunities and products, because it's as you know, it's about 10-minute video, so you probably want to go back and forth and do this particular exercise for yourself and do the opportunities. Now the sales opportunities will bring in the contacts and the companies as well, and go from there. Oh, So one thing I didn't actually explain is that when you do import the contacts, it automatically in the companies, it will automatically create the company itself. So what that does is that it will bring all the contact details across, same referred by names, and you can see here it will automatically the contacts as well, which I failed to mention that, because you can see here prior to this there was a person called Reese Harper in the database, and that's been brought across nicely as well. So hopefully that has helped. Obviously give us a call, because it's quite technical, and there's a lot of layers of issues that cause imports to fail, like carriage returns and many others. So sorry, when it gets into the importing side, there is some technical stuff that can happen. So we're happy to walk you through it, but it is something that a lot of times we do it ourselves. But these are the things, once you do clean the data up nicely, it can come across nicely. Thanks. Hope this helped.